Yeah.
Yeah. Basically my point is, I just wish there were a lot more.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, when you were asking me, I mean, they would always find a couple, but you're right. It'd be great if more people were singing about things like that Woody Guthrie song. That was a great tune. Sad song, but needs to be said too.
Yeah, well, how else is this kind of stuff being remembered? Okay, let's put it this way. If it wasn't, like, I heard a lot of coverage on Woody Guthrie today, and it made me want to go through some stuff and pull out a song that I wanted to play here tonight. And that's the one I chose. But there's his story is incredible. You know, this guy lived a serious life, and he took on power. You know what I mean? He confronted power and took them on. Him being a contemporary of John Steinbeck, you know what I mean? He's basically the John Steinbeck of the music world.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know if this is a comfortable segue, but talking about then and now in terms of activist musicians expressing themselves. Did you hear about this thing about Manu Militari?
Yeah, I did. I haven't read into it a lot, but I've picked up the story. From what I understand, he's a Quebec rapper, and he received $100,000 from Canadian Heritage funding, something like that.
Yeah. And
what happened?
Okay, well, apparently in the lyrics of one of his songs, okay, it's called L'Arrête. He's a French rapper, so the song is French. So I listened to the song, I couldn't understand the words, obviously. But and I saw the video too. Now, ironically, Manu Militari took his own video down, and it's off his site. The only copy of it I found on YouTube was put up by Sun Media.
Oh, of course, yeah. They would bitch and complain to see him pull it down on his site and then throw it up on YouTube from their perspective.
So they're
fucking bitch and moan about it.
Yeah, the hate speech that they're talking about, okay, they propagated. Now, I guess the big deal is that the government gave him $100,000 to do it, which leads me to our next thing. Why don't we listen to something off of Sun TV to get the right-wing perspective on this, and then we can come back and talk about it ourselves. Does that sound like a good plan?
That sounds like a good idea.
Let's do this. It's from the bit on Sun TV called Man Cave.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because what better place for a couple of right-wing assholes to express their opinions than in a man cave?
Whenever anybody says man cave, it just sounds oddly homosexual to me. But anyways.
Wait until you hear this, man. These guys undress each other. I'm not kidding. They take each other's ties off because they want to get comfortable in their man cave. Here, listen to this shit.
Well, Superman has his Fortress of Solitude, and Bruce Wayne has the Bat Cave, ladies and gentlemen. And me, the Menzoid, well, I've got the Menzoid Man Cave. And, you know, it's where the men chill and the women thrill. We just like to sit back, have an honest conversation. And I'll tell you, today I am honored and privileged to have a great friend of the Sun News Network.
Hang on. We're going to do a strip show here, I think. He didn't tell me about that.
See what I mean?
It's too early for a strip show.
Take it easy, you Chippendale boy.
Okay.
It's Joe Warmington,
Magic Mike.
Magic Mike, the one and only, the scrawler of the Toronto Sun, one of the best city columnists in the entire continent. Joe, great to have you in the man cave.
You know what? Well, you know what? It's such a thrill to be in the man cave. I think the audience need to know that I did actually crash here overnight. And those pizza boxes are there, and you know what? The cops that are here, that's a whole other story. But the woman got back her purse, and everything's okay. So, yeah. I used your name. I used your name.
Okay.
Yeah. And I didn't know that you had bonus points, but congratulations.
I can't blame for anything, Joe, so it doesn't bother me. But you know, Joe, on a serious subject, I recently had a monologue about this. We have a fellow...
serious subject.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Spice Man, or what do you want to... you'll get to it in a minute.
That's
Go
another
ahead.
subject.
Yeah.
But we have a guy called Manu Militari, and he is a wannabe rapper.
Yeah.
He's created this venomous rap song where he glorifies the Taliban, where he basically encourages attacks of Canadian soldiers in Afghanistan. Now,
Beautiful.
You
CBC guy. Perfect.
well, here's part B. Here's the kicker.
Jean Gameshi, get him on there.
Yeah, but here's the kicker.
Order of Canada.
Closer than you think. We're subsidizing this little scumbag.
How much do you need? How much does he need?
Huh?
I got extra.
It's already coming out of your paycheck.
Yeah, I just you hand
Over
it
$100,000, Joe.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. You've been a huge supporter of our troops. You are a promoter of the Red Fridays, the Highway of Heroes. You've been to Afghanistan yourself. My monologue was, how do I apologize to our veterans? How do I apologize to our servicemen serving in Afghanistan when they hear that a Canadian is pro-terrorism, pro-Taliban, anti-Canadian soldier? Joe, words fail me. What do you say, Scrawler?
Well, I say that, you know what, a guy like that has people over fighting for his free speech, if they call it. If you say one word wrong here, you're off the air, and same with me. But it seems like that they'll do anything for the blood of our young men and women, and Lord knows, having been out in the Highway of Heroes dozens of times, it's real. I'm disgusted. I won't buy his records, but I'm not gonna get in the way of his free speech, and I don't like it. I don't even know who he is. We're in a weird way we're promoting him now.
Well,
but you're right. I mean, it's a disgrace because men and women died over there.
And they did fight for free speech. However, I don't think they fought for us to be paying for vile free speech. If he wants to say this, fine. Do it on your own dime. Am I wrong about that?
And his 21 followers. You're right. You throw in the Canadian taxpayers' money and all the Stephen Lewis crowd and all this stuff. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And this is what happens. And the thing is that he'll get the awards, and we won't get Don Cherry, the Order of Canada, or Paul Henderson, or Andy Donato, or Peter Worthington. People who have earned it.
Yeah.
And people like this sort of basically piggyback on our great country, and they do it and spit in our face.
Thank you so much for dropping by, Scrawler. I hope you're going to be a frequent guest here in the Man
I
Cave.
love getting up in the morning.
Fantastic.
That's a couple of cheeky monkeys in the man cave, is it not?
Oh, what a bunch of bitching and moaning.
Yeah.
I mean, they really try to turn that whole thing inside out. First of all, they make a whole bunch of proclamations about the position that the rapper had taken. And I don't think that's been proven. That the song may be inconsiderate to some, or may feel that way.
Okay,
let
me explain the song itself, because I did some reading into this, and the song itself. Okay, the rapper is in the role of a Taliban person, not even a Taliban. Okay, he's in the role of an Afghani person. And he's with other guys, and they see a Canadian vehicle coming in, and in the rapper, he says keep in mind he's assumed a role. Okay, so he's speaking.
Right, he's trying to make the song from an Afghan perspective.
Right, he's just and an artist has license to do that. Correct? Are we supposed to pretend that no one in Afghanistan is kind of pissed off that we're over there with combat rules of engagement? We're at war in their country. We're not there as we weren't there as peacekeepers. We were there with combat rules of engagement. So to defend what this artist is saying, first of all, if I'm going to defend it, I guess I can because A, free speech, and B, he's taken on the role of an angry Afghanistani fighter. Okay, those people exist. There's no sense in denying that they exist. You know what? We have 158 dead Canadian soldiers as proof that not all Afghanistanis are happy we're there. So to write a song,
reference the 158 too. I'm sorry to interrupt, Tony. I'll let you go on here in a second. But 158, and yet ask any Canadian, and can they come up with the total of Afghani deaths? Probably not.
We don't count those.
Anyways, continue.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm not sure that it's fair to say that he is encouraging Afghanistanis to kill Canadians, because specifically,
that was what I was going to say right off the hop too. Is that he did no
not.
Point does he actually say that he's believes in this? He's trying to show a perspective.
Let's put it this way, Mike. If he was encouraging Afghanistanis to kill Canadians, he'd be in jail, right?
There's probably a pretty good chance of that. You're probably right.
Because on a whole bunch of different levels, it's conspiracy to commit a crime, right? or aiding and abetting to. It's, you know what I mean, and it's also hate speech, right? When you're saying if you were encouraging a different ethnic group than yourself to be killed, that's hate speech. There's all kinds of ways you would, if he was actually encouraging the Taliban to kill Canadians, right? Then he'd be in jail. And that's not the case. So these man cave guys from Sun TV absolutely and totally misrepresented what
they
this
took and they bent it right out of shape.
And now, I mean, in the video, like you see these Afghanistani fighter guys, if they're Taliban or whatever. I don't know if they all agree with the labels that we put on them. You know what I mean? Who's a Taliban, who's not? I mean, do you have to be a Taliban to defend your country? I'm not sure.
Yeah, do you have to be a Taliban to oppose the invasion of your country?
Yeah.
For the last 100 years?
Yeah.
I mean, Canada's there now. I mean, the Russians were there. The British were there. I mean, they've been dealing with foreign invaders for a long time.
It is the graveyard of empires.
I'm sure they're aware of what's happening in their country.
Genghis Khan got his ass kicked there.
Exactly.
Alexander the Great didn't go there. Anyway, it's just not where you want to go and invade. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, to be really clear and concise, I thought the song was, you know, for French rap, sounded kind of like a lot of French rap, so that's kind of middle of the road. The lyrics don't specifically encourage killing. You know what I mean? But it does explain the viewpoint of angry Afghanistani people. You know? Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying whether or not Afghanistani people should be angry or not, but this person is just identifying them and saying this is what they think. Do you know what I mean?
I hear what you're saying, and I totally agree. I mean, I haven't had a chance to listen to the video yet, but from what I just listened to on Sun Media and the way that they reported it, they did definitely imply that this rapper is pro-Taliban, anti-Canadian troops, and they mean it in the sense that that it's an affront. Any sort of questioning of what's happening in Afghanistan is an affront to the whole situation.
Yeah.
Where this person is just saying this is not right. You know, like what's happening. It's not saying. You know, this guy didn't say that he hates Canadian soldiers and he hopes they all die. He didn't say I'm doing this and the proceeds are going to the Taliban. The fact that he got $100,000 from the government, why is that his fault?
Exactly.
I mean, maybe they should. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
so
he
why
applied for an art
and I
grant.
also don't understand why you have to apologize to Canadian troops because of that. Do you know what I mean? This is where I find a whole bunch of different disconnects. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It opens up a whole other can of worms. Okay, and because if you're a Canadian musician right now and you'd like some grant money, guess what? You're not going to do.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. And isn't it ironic that they talked about free speech and then they even danced around that too, where they're like, our Canadian troops are over there fighting for the free speech and this asshole's over here trying to have free speech.
Wait a second.
I don't like it.
Wait a second, man, cow guy number one. They didn't fight for Vile's free speech, I don't think.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
They didn't fight for Vile's free speech.
And vile free speech, by the way, should be defined as anything that Sun Media disagrees with.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You can look that up on like the Urban Dictionary, and that's what it should say.
See, like most of my friends are artists and musicians. That's just the way it is. Like, I like those people. Maybe someone at different points in my history, I've been an artist, I've been a musician, but most of my friends are people like that in the arts community. And I have had an ongoing debate with most of them because sometimes they like to get grant money. And I've always believed that grant money, there should be no grant money and no support for the arts. You know why? Because it's like this. The government can use that money to manipulate what artists
they can direct the nature of art in the sense that what gets funding. I hear what you're saying, and I guess I don't know, I mean, without getting right into that total the stance on art funding,